Tiger Woods is one of the most iconic figures in golfing history. His countless achievements rank him among the most successful golfers of all time and one of the world's highest-paid athletes. His athletic ability and charisma has transformed the world's perception of golf. Tiger has ushered in a new era of growth in the sport.
Well, the total number of people that will watch this in person will be the same because the tickets have been sold out since February. I think the worldwide television audience will certainly be impacted by his presence. People, even if they don't play golf, are interested in Tiger Woods. So there's just going to be an excitement level that's not common to the golfing world.
Woods was named Athlete of the Decade by the Associated Press and is the only person to be named Sports Illustrated's Sportsman of the Year more than once.
It's been a fantastic year. I've had a lot of good things happen to me at the right times, and I was very fortunate enough to take advantage of those breaks.
He has an uncanny ability to produce moments of magic almost on demand and creates golfing theater beyond the reach of his rivals.
I think Tiger Woods, having the best athlete in the world, the most recognizable athlete in the world, most dominant athlete in the world, playing our sport, is by far and away the best thing that could happen to us.
I think that we have all benefited from what he's done. Even though we're not too thrilled with the fact that somebody's won 4 out of 5 events, it's brought a lot of attention to the game, and we've all benefited indirectly.
If I could do an impression of Tiger Woods, I'd do it every swing.
I don't think people sometimes understand how good it is, to win 7 tournaments in a row. And they're not average tournaments that he plays. They tend to be the tournaments with, the best fields, the highest world-ranked players playing over it.
Woods' steely mental toughness helped him ascend to the #1 world ranking in record time. But in 2009, it was revealed that Tiger Woods wasn't perfect. The National Enquirer published a story about Woods having an extramarital affair. Woods' perfect personal life, his status as a global role model, and his focus on the game of golf came crashing down. Finally, on February 19, 2010, Woods broke his silence. Born Eldrick Tont Woods, it wasn't long before the Prodigy found a golf club in his hands. At the age of 3, he scored a remarkable 48 in a round of 9 holes. Raised as a Buddhist by his ethnic parents, Earl and Kultida, he refers to his ethnic makeup as Cablinasian, being a mix of Chinese, Thai, African American, Native American, and Dutch. Tiger won the Junior World Championships 6 times, and at the age of 15, Woods became the youngest ever U.S. Junior Amateur Champion. He was granted a golf scholarship at Stanford University in 1994 and shot to fame in 1996 when he turned pro. Woods then signed an unprecedented $40 million endorsement deal with Nike. At the age of 21, he became the youngest Masters winner and the first African-American to do so. Woods became the first to hold all 4 PGA Majors titles simultaneously. This feat became known as the Tiger Grand Slam. The Tiger Woods phenomenon has transformed golf into a mainstream sport in the United States. People of all ages, races, and economic backgrounds have flooded the courses that used to be dominated by the white upper class.
He's done something for the game that, we've never seen. Of course, here we have a golf school here as well, and the enrollment in the golf school since, he won his first major has more than doubled to triple. Everybody wants to pick the sport up, and that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I was playing golf before Tiger Woods, and been playing golf since I was 9 years old. And I mean, in golf course, you could get out and play golf. Of course, it wasn't as crowded. Since Tiger Woods has taken over in golf, everybody and their brother wants to play golf.
The growth of the sport does not stop at the United States borders. The entire world has become fascinated with the Tiger. And he's been propelled to rock star status wherever he lands.
Golf has now become a global sport, and it wasn't necessarily the case about 15, 20 years ago. But it certainly has broadened. We're playing World Golf Championships around the world, and you look at the collection of players within the top 50 in the world, it's not just predominantly American anymore, or European. We're getting Ernie Els right behind us from South Africa, so there's a bunch of players from all over the world now, and I think golf is the new global sport, just waiting to explode.
No sport could wish for a better ambassador than Tiger Woods. He also has keen interest in the development of the next generation of golfers all around the world.
Kids will come out and watch me play. I think it's great because they're innocent, and they come out and support you. And not only that, they go home excited, and hopefully they're taking up the game, or maybe it'd be even inspired to play.
Let's think of Tiger Woods. He's a man. He's cool.
Tiger is an entertainer and gives his fans what they want. His ability to pull out party tricks like this is just another way he's lured the public's interest in golf.
Oh, please, gentlemen and ladies.
But the hysteria surrounding Tiger is a double-edged sword. Although he enjoys all the fringe benefits of popularity and fame, when it's time to get down to business, the fans surrounding him can be distracting.
A lot of people are out here to see me and have fun, and I joke around with the gallery a little bit here and there, and try and sign autographs. But it's tough. It's tough when people are yelling and screaming at each other. We try and block it out. You'd like to say you can, but when someone's 2 feet away from you screaming in your ear.
Hey, Tiger!
The sports administrators have had to learn to adapt to the unprecedented attendances at tournaments.
We do have more security at this championship than probably is normal for a championship, or at least has been normal in the past. And we will have a very large marshal corps to try and ensure that the players are able to concentrate on their games and the Open Championship and not have to worry about interference from the spectators.
Woods is accustomed to huge galleries, heckling and watching his every move. But for his rivals, it's a new ball game.
Very difficult. If you're not used to it like he is, he plays in these conditions all the time. He's got hundreds of thousands of people following him every day. So, you've got to get sort of half used to it after a while. It's difficult when you're not used to it like I am. I'm used to going out there and there's a few marshals watching.
It becomes difficult at times, but the people understand. It's when you're walking, people try and get a piece of you, but when you're actually practicing and preparing, they leave you alone.
Tiger Woods' incredible popularity led him to become the world's most marketable athlete. He has ushered in a new era of multi-million-dollar endorsement deals and lucrative appearance money.
I'm Tiger Woods.
I am Tiger Woods.
Woods has been described as the ultimate endorser for Nike Golf, for whom he signed a 5-year contract extension for $105 million in 2000. It was the largest endorsing deal made by an athlete at the time.
He brings in more people who care less about golf and more about Tiger Woods and what Tiger is going to do. So you can put Michael Jordan in his category, you can put any superstar, but Tiger Woods probably transcends them all.
His Afro-American Asian background has helped spread the sport to an audience far beyond its traditional marketplace.
I don't think that Tiger Woods will ever be the international icon that Michael Jordan is. I don't know if you'll have 7-year-olds in France going insane for Tiger Woods. Basketball's global appeal is probably greater than golf's. At the same time, I think that Tiger Woods has a very good chance of out-earning Michael Jordan as an endorser. I mean, Michael Jordan resonates with teenagers, so he sells hot dogs and Hanes underwear and Gatorade. Tiger Woods sells Rolexes. Tiger Woods, the appeal is very broad, from African-American teenagers on up to 50-year-old white men who play golf 3 times a week. They're all excited by Tiger, and therefore he has a power to sell products perhaps unlike anyone in history.
I'm no dummy, and I'm not a dummy right now. So I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna go right here and tap it in.
He is breaking records in terms of endorsement income, and over a lifetime, it's not crazy to think that he'll make $1 billion.
Tiger teamed up with close friend Roger Federer and Thierry Henry for the Gillette Champions campaign. It's estimated Woods pocketed between 10 to 20 million US dollars for his ambassadorial duties. Another money spinner for Tiger is his EA Sports Tiger Woods PGA Tour game. At the launch of his hit game, Tiger drove down the fairway of Hollywood Boulevard. He took it all in his stride and got a kick out of having kids cheer him on.
Well, that part down there was a little interesting for me. I felt a little uncomfortable doing that because it's not really my deal. But coming up here, we're hanging out with the kids is totally fun, and that's what it's all about. And hanging out with the kids, playing video games with them, and seeing some of the kids from the Learning Center here, that's what it's all about.
Tiger took a hands-on approach to the programming of his game.
Why I wanted to do the motion capture all over again, because I've changed my swing. So we redid it, spent a day in a tight suit that's tight in all the wrong places, and we got it done. So that is my swing now.
Tiger used his huge global popularity to start the Tiger Woods Foundation. Founded by his father Earl, the Tiger Woods Foundation focuses on projects for disadvantaged children. Activities include golf clinics, a grant program, and university scholarships.
My goals are very simple. It's to provide a better opportunity for kids in the future. I was very fortunate to have things happen to me in my life, and I want to give back to the kids.
Well, I think it's just a lot of fun more than anything, to be able to be out here with the kids, participating with them, and sharing what I know a little bit about the game, helping them out, put a smile on their face, maybe give them words of encouragement, things that I've learned over the years. I've been on this planet that long, but things that I have learned to be able to help them out. And it's really neat to be able to be a part of that. I'm sure some of these kids will beat me, and that's just part of the process. You know, I'm able to play well, right now, but I'm sure down the road somebody will take my spot, and then from there someone will take their spot. That's just part of playing golf.
I would love to see our foundation go globally, definitely within the next 10 years.
To be a champion golfer, you need the physical prowess of a gymnast and the unwavering mental concentration of a chess grandmaster. Tiger has these attributes, but his mental strength may be his greatest weapon of all.
I always felt that I've always been pretty tough mentally. I always felt that I've always had a mental edge over a lot of my opponents. Doesn't mean I have the physical ability to back it up, but I always felt that I could play with them mentally. I had the desire to win. I wanted to beat you, but sometimes my physical abilities weren't there. And that's why I needed to get my physical abilities up where I felt my mind was. My mind's won me a lot of tournaments, but physically I always felt that I wasn't as good as I could be. And I think that's what I've been working on to where I'm at now. That there is such a thing as perfection. And because we are human, we're all technically imperfect. So how can we ever achieve perfection? But I will tell you this, that I've always been a big believer of professional excellence, and that's what I try and achieve. I know I can never get to a point where I hit perfect shots every time, and I just want to become the best I can be, and that to me is professional excellence.
Practice meditation. That's something that I do, something my mom taught me over the years, and we have a thing we do each and every year. We always go to temple together, and one of the things that I think it's, you know, in the Buddhist religion, you have to work for it yourself internally in order to achieve anything in life. And in Buddhism, it's set up the next life, but it's all about what you do and the internal work. So that's one of the things she's always preached, is you have to work for everything in your life, and you get out of it what you put into it. So you're going to have to work your butt off in every aspect of your life, and I think that's one of the things that people see in what I do on the golf course, but it's just one small facet of my life. I'm always continuing to try and work.
Tiger is a competitor, but his drive demands more than just being competitive. He plays to win.
I've never seen a tournament where he has not been prepared to win, unfortunately.
You hope to win.
Of course. That's the only reason why I came down, is to win. Don't ever play for second.
Well, I expect to win every tournament I play, because that's what I go there to do. I figure there's no point in going to a tournament if you don't think you can win.
As soon as the year turns, the calendar turns, you're thinking what you need to do to peak for Augusta, and then once Augusta's over, you're trying to figure out how you can peak for the U.S. Open, then the British and the PGA. So yeah, your whole deal is to peak 4 times a year, have mind and body come together for 4 weeks, and if you're able to do that, in our sport, you have a pretty good career.
Issues such as injury, poor weather conditions, and personal difficulties are all major obstacles for athletes. But only those with the mental strength like Tiger Woods can survive in the competitive field. Playing in adversity brings the best out of a true champion and sorts out the men from the boys.
I do like playing in tough conditions, and doesn't mean you always play well, but I enjoy that challenge. I certainly enjoy it. It's not something that's gonna. I don't get bummed out, put it that way, when the conditions are tough. You got to go out there and suck it up and play the best you can. And sometimes they're brutal, and you got to deal with them. Other times you can get through it. If you're playing well, you always want to have the conditions tough. And I feel like I'm playing pretty good coming into the tournament. And the wind blows, great. I'm gonna go out there and strike the ball the best I can. The harder the conditions, the more it favors the person who's playing well. Obviously, as you know, the wind accentuates bad shots. And if I can go out there and play well at the level I've been playing at, with the wind, I think I can do all right.
In 2003, Woods was faced with a form slump, where he failed to win a major and slipped to 4th in the world rankings. For any other athlete, this could have been detrimental, but Tiger persevered. In a bid to reduce the wear and tear on his left knee, he and former coach Butch Harmon set to work on changes to his swing. Once the adjustments were complete, he returned to his competitive best.
We worked very hard, Butch and I, to create a swing that obviously holds up under pressure. And I've worked so many hours, either with Butch or on my own, to hone that. And it's kind of neat to have people ask me why you changed it, how you changed it, show them shots, the differences in the swing.
And the key to hitting these shots consistently is to always be in balance and make solid contact. And I never swing hard on these shots. It's just nice and smooth. Nice and controlled.
Because people are naturally curious, and I'm more than happy to show them because it's an evolution that I'm proud of.
If you notice my shot, my normal shot is about a 2 to 3 yard draw. That's what I like to hit. That's my natural shot. So if I woke up out of bed, had hit a nice stock shot, I aim 2 to 3 yards to the right, and I draw it in there.
I took my game where I didn't feel it was good enough to compete on a regular basis, week in and week out, to a point where I feel like I can compete week in and week out.
I think his swings evolved to the state where he understands it, but he can fix it throughout the course of the day now. He's got a kind of more of a go-to miss for him, and of course, short game putter has always been as good as it has been since 2000. So, yeah, definitely, he's always the guy to beat every week he plays.
In 2008, Tiger was confronted with a knee injury. 2 days after winning the U.S. Open, Woods announced that he would undergo reconstructive surgery on his left knee and would be out of the game for the remainder of the season. Tiger missed the opportunity to compete at the British Open, where he was a 3-time champion. During Tiger's absence, golf TV ratings declined by 46%.
Golf is a very lucrative franchise for the networks. The fact that the ratings will be down, it's almost inevitable that they will be, suggests that the airtime, this very valuable airtime, which is already sold out, will have to be made up somewhere else. That will amount to tens of millions of dollars.
It's a very common injury in golf, unfortunately. A lot of guys have that happen in our sport. It's just that I wasn't able to have it rested. You know, some guys would just pull out of a tournament and you would never know.
Naturally, the tournaments were staged despite plunging ratings and attendances. The world golfing community needed their star back on the fairways, but only he could say when.
When my best is not good enough, and I'm not going to be out here competing. And I certainly understand that more so now than ever before. Because if I had to play this week, my game's not ready for public consumption. I couldn't display it right now. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want you guys to see me out there playing that poorly. The most frustrating thing is the uncertainty. How is the leg going to respond to, as I said, more hours of practicing, more hours of playing, more holes playing it at home? How's it going to recover from day to day to day? And all this is unknown. Everyone heals at different rates, so I couldn't tell you, my surgeon can't tell you, trainers can't tell you, so it is frustrating from that standpoint because I want to look forward to something, but I just look forward to day by day, and I've had to learn how to process that and just kind of focus on, okay, what I have to do today, instead of looking down, okay, in a few months I want to be able to do this, or I want to play this event. I've had to narrow down and be more short-term and goal-oriented. As far as hitting full shots, probably in the last couple weeks. So obviously I haven't really progressed too far into the bag. Ball's not going very far, so I kind of know how you guys feel. That flag out there 100 yards, well, that's a long way.
The way he plays golf, I think he can win every week. He's always one of the players that expects to win every tournament.
Although Tiger Woods is the greatest player of his generation, one man stands in front of him before he could be judged the best of all time. Jack Nicklaus's legendary career spanned 5 decades. He won 118 professional tournaments and 18 major championship titles.
So Tiger's got 5 more to win. That's more than any other golfer that's playing together his whole career, when you look at it in that context. Now, and it relates to only what Tiger's record is, it's only 5 more. But, he still has to do it. I suspect that he probably will pass it, and I suspect that he'll probably do it, in the next 2-3 years. But, if he does, that's fine. But he still has to do it. It isn't a given.
Nicklaus is also being quoted as saying that Woods does not have the same level of opposition as he did in his day. Ernie Els responded to his comment after winning the British Open in 2002.
Well, it was not only Jack Nicklaus, it was some of the other great players in the game, and you know, I guess they got a little bit worried that you know, Tiger was really dominating too much, and I think in a way they were right. I think the public was always also thinking that. So you know, they made their comments. You know, I thought it was a little bit uncalled for, but they are the legends of the game. They really made golf to what it is today. So I guess they can say whatever they want at times, but you know, I think everybody's trying very hard to win tournaments and do the best they can. It's just that Tiger is a very, very good player.
Tiger is undisputedly the best of the modern game, and he highly rates his competitors.
Most of the top guys are playing well this year. You know, when it comes to VJ, Phil, Goose is starting to play a little bit better. Ernie's playing better. Jim's starting to turn around a little bit. So, you know, and Adam's playing well. A lot of guys are playing well this year. It's just that it doesn't happen in the same weeks when we're all together. I mean, the guys are all over the world playing, and we're not always in the same fields playing, but generally the guys have been playing pretty good this year.
Legendary golfer Greg Norman weighed in on the Tiger versus Jack debate.
I think that you're going to say the same thing about Jack Nicklaus and what he did, and about Byron Nelson when he won 11 in a row, or what about the great athletes of other sports? It's great to see that for sport in general, right across the board, because every now and then it also allows the benchmark to be raised for the Aaron Baddelys of the world and the Adam Scotts of the world, to the kids who are 8 or 9 years old right now who look up to kids in their 20s and say, I want to be like that individual.
Throughout Tiger's career, he strived to be a role model for the younger generation, especially to African Americans. Throughout history, there have been many black sporting role models in the United States. The former fastest man in the world, Jesse Owens.
My wife for 3 months, and I'm very glad to be back home to see her.
Muhammad Ali, greatest boxer ever. Basketball legends Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. And track stars Carl Lewis and Michael Johnson, just to name a few. But Tiger Woods was in a league of his own prior to his infidelity scandal.
I know I want to become a role model, and hopefully I am. And I encourage all of you here today to become role models for either your own kids or the people around you, because I think we're all lacking in that respect in society. And I think as time goes on, we can all become role models for this place to be one great place.
Tiger's father, Earl Woods, had a 30-year dream to meet Nelson Mandela. On the eve of the $1 Million Golf Challenge in Johannesburg, South Africa, Earl and his son met with the man that spent 27 years in prison during apartheid.
And he has to field a lot of questions. He does not need to be introduced. He's as a young man, you know, who has flattered our pride because of his achievement. And it's a great honor not only to me, but to South Africans, that we should be visited by such an eminent sportsman. It has been an honor for me, even to keep him for about 10 minutes inside my house.
It's a very beautiful country. I did see a lioness laying on the ground. You don't see that very often in the States. So,
Is our golden boy and else going to be there?
Eldrick else will be there, yes.
Oh,
I'll probably play a practice round with him tomorrow.
Oh, give him our regards.
I will.
Well, this is his father.
Thank you.
This is the man who produced him. Yeah. He chose a good father.
And don't you forget it.
Yeah, I understand.
It is my desire to introduce Tiger to well-known, responsible, achieving members of the black race, so that he can be aware of his heritage and be proud of it. And today was a monumental day in that regard. So I thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to let Tiger meet one of the best men in the world.
Well, you are very generous.
Thank you.
Very generous indeed.
In November 2003, Woods became engaged to Ellen Nordgren, a former Swedish model.
It was kind of a neat thing because you start talking to people. I didn't really mention to anyone that I was going to do it. I would just kind of pick their brain on what they thought of our relationship, or what did they see, and that's about it. I never gave any indication to anyone that I would actually do this. You know, I've been very lucky to have met the right person for me, and you don't ever want to blow a special moment like that and have it come out totally wrong and just, in golf term, just yip it. I've made championship putts before. I've had to make those putts. I've never had to do that before. You know, sit there and I mean, even if you say it right, even if you say it absolutely perfectly, those 4 words, you can always still get denied. You know, if you hit a great putt in a tournament and you know it's in, it's in. It's not going to lip out. You know, you're not going to get denied. As far as, you know, any plans now, we're just enjoying it for now, because obviously it's a big step for both of us, and we just want to enjoy it for a while. And you know, we'll set a date sometime in the future, but obviously we haven't really thought about that yet. And as far as being registered, no, I'm not, because we haven't set a date.
They married on October 5, 2004. Almost 2 years later, Woods was rocked by his father's death. After a lengthy battle with prostate cancer, Earl, who introduced Tiger to Nelson Mandela and helped establish the Tiger Woods Foundation, died on May 3, 2006. His son took a 9-week hiatus from the PGA Tour to be with his family.
You know, our family, you know, golf has always come down the road. It's always been, you know, family, then school, then golf. And you know, for me, it's awfully tough, and it's tough for my mom as well, and everyone who knows my father, and it's very difficult. So you know, it puts it in perspective really quick when you hit a bad shot out there, when you think about situations like that.
Tiger, in front of everybody in the world, give me back my credit card.
To have had, you know, my dad in my life and have him to be that supportive and that nurturing, it's pretty cool, because obviously there are times when I could have easily gone down the wrong path, but Dad was always there. It's been very hard on our family, but you know, I think that the funeral and everything that transpired, I think was what Dad would have wanted, and I'm here to compete and play and try and win this championship. And you know, I know that Dad would want me to go out there and grind it, give it my best, and that's what I always do. So that's what I will certainly try to do this week.
When Tiger returned for the 2006 U.S. Open, he missed the cut, ending his record-tying streak of 39 consecutive cuts made at majors. But Tiger got his game back 3 weeks later, finishing equal second at the Western Open. Then went on to defend his Open crown at Hoy Lake.
One of the things my dad always taught me is that if you put a lot of effort into it, you're going to get results. But if you don't put any effort into it, you're not going to get any results out of it, but more importantly, you don't deserve any results. So if you get out what you put into it, and one of the things that my dad always did when I was growing up, he always kept it competitive and fun. And I love to compete, so he kind of just always fed upon that. And my whole goal, my entire childhood, was to try and beat my dad. So I wouldn't say it's been a great year at all. From a golf standpoint, yeah, it's been nice, but you know, it's been a very sad one. And that's if I remember anything about 2006, is more than anything is loss. I lost my best friend, and so from that standpoint, it's been a tough year.
Soon after, Tiger's wife Ellen gave birth to the couple's first daughter, Sam Alexis Woods.
First off, it's been fantastic these last couple weeks to have Sam Alexis part of our life. It was a dream come true for both Elin and myself and all of our family. We've been obviously working a little bit and a lot of late nights, but it's been a lot of fun.
The birth came just one day after Tiger finished equal second at the 2007 U.S. Open.
Everything was all right. I mean, it wasn't life-threatening or anything, but you just had a few problems and had to be admitted. And it wasn't easy. It was not easy because I wanted to be there. And the doctor and Elin said there's nothing you can do. So go out there and just get a W. Well, came close. But that night was infinitely more rewarding than any W could have ever been. Well, something I think Elin and I talked about, our first night, is that how can you love something so much that didn't exist the day before? We'd never experienced anything like that, and certainly it's one that was different and one that was special and something that we want to experience again. Advice, I've gotten everything out of the sun, but there's one thing, I think one common thread about everything is that everyone always says a lack of sleep. Yeah, you say, oh yeah, get your sleep now, well, whatever. I don't really sleep much. Well, I definitely don't sleep now. Last night was kind of interesting. My first night away from home, and I'd wake up basically every 45 minutes. And I was, okay, no, I'll go back to sleep. It's been 6 minutes. Great. So that's kind of how the whole night went.
A journalist then asked when Sam might first hold a golf club.
Well, it already happened, so. She couldn't quite hold it, but it was there.
A year and a half later, Ellen gave birth to Tiger's first son, Charlie Axel Woods. On November 25, 2009, cracks began to appear in Tiger Woods' personal life. The National Enquirer broke the story that Woods was having an affair. The story went global when news spread that Tiger had a car accident leaving his home at around 2:30 a.m. Tiger was treated for minor facial lacerations and cited for careless driving. He refused to speak to the police, and speculation circulated that his wife Ellen attacked him with a golf club. Then over a dozen women claimed that they'd had affairs with Woods. Swedish golfer Jesper Parnevik regretted introducing Tiger to Ellen.
Probably thought he was a better guy than he is then, and I would probably just have to apologize to her and hope she uses a driver next time and then a 3-iron, I would say.
There were mixed feelings in Ellen's home of Sweden.
The girl, Elin, she's from my hometown. She's from Örebro, so I know her a little bit. So that's why I feel a little bit pity for her. And then I maybe something about this Tiger Woods just cracked in my mind.
He's so famous. You could get anybody, and everybody wants him as well. So I just feel like. And at the same time, I totally understand her, because I'm sure he's really nice and it's been wonderful being with him, I'm sure. But then this comes up, it's just totally ruined the whole pictures.
I think the best she could do is just leave him and try to get so much money as possible. Because I think she is good if she's shows what the Swedish women are, like very strong, independent characters.
Back in California, Tiger was conspicuously absent at his charity golf tournament, the Chevron World Challenge.
Yeah, a little strange, but it's it's in the news at the moment. I think everybody knows. It would be very difficult for him to play this week with all the publicity, and it's a shame. It's a shame for the tournament, a shame for the sponsors, and a shame for Tiger, because I'm sure he'd like to be here, and he's been very successful in. With his foundation being heavily involved, I'm sure he would love to be here.
It's a personal issue, and it needs to be resolved the way he sees fit, and I'm fine with that. You know, it's his deal, and again, I'm just thankful to be here, and glad he is who he is, so we can be here. So you know, personal thing. I got no opinion on it, and I just hope he heals up and gets better, because we look forward to seeing him in 2010.
Well, I think it is a pretty huge thing which is going on there, and yeah, we'll see how it turns out, but it's not our business, I think. You know, we just have to accept what's going on, and he has to deal with it.
The reclusive Tiger stayed silent, and commentators had a field day.
Failing after the fact of him being unable to address these allegations appropriately, get ahead of the story, and from a reputational standpoint, deal with this in an appropriate manner.
Finally, on February 19, 2010, Woods held a highly stage-managed press conference at the PGA Tour headquarters in Florida. American television networks broke into regular scheduled programming to air the live statement, a programming move normally reserved for major disasters or State of the Union addresses from the president. Security was tight for the select group of media, friends, and family in attendance. 300 other journalists watched it unfold from a convention center 3 blocks away. Tiger's apology stopped the nation for 14 minutes, and he didn't take any questions.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in. I know people want to find out how I could be so selfish and so foolish. People want to know how I could have done these things to my wife, Elin, and to my children. For all that I have done, I am so sorry. I was wrong. I was foolish. I have let you down. I have bitterly disappointed all of you. I am truly sorry. Some people have speculated that Elin somehow hurt or attacked me on Thanksgiving night. It angers me that people would fabricate a story like that. Elin never hit me that night or any other night. There has never been an episode of domestic violence in our marriage. My real apology to her will not come in the form of words. It will come from my behavior over time. I was unfaithful. I had affairs. I cheated. What I did is not acceptable, and I am the only person to blame. I stopped living by the core values that I was taught to believe in. I knew my actions were wrong, but I convinced myself that normal rules didn't apply. I never thought about who I was hurting. Instead, I thought only about myself.
The main camera of the broadcast broke down, but Tiger continued on.
Today, I want to ask for your help. I ask you to find room in your heart to one day believe in me again.
Tiger concluded by hugging his mother. He also announced that he planned to return to competitive golf in the future, but did not say when.
I don't think it's in the gift, nor should it be, of the game of golf to forgive him. What they can do is happily and conveniently begin to forget. And they will do that if he comes back. Tiger Woods means lots of money. He doesn't just mean lots of money to Tiger Woods and the companies that are with him. He means lots of money to the game of professional golf.
In Marana, Arizona, Tiger's peers came out in support of Woods and were pleased that he would return to the sport in due time.
Well, I think it was a sincere apology. Obviously, I think he made it very clear that he wants the media to leave his family alone, which I kind of agree with.
more concerned about when he's going to get back on the golf course. Not necessarily everything in his personal life.
I think I thought it was an amazing conference. I thought Tiger was very humble, and you know what? I think we all love him as a golfer and as a family man, and we want to see what's best for him. And I think everything he did is going to help him get back soon and healthy.
After the statement, Gillette suspended advertising featuring Woods, while numerous other companies dropped Tiger completely.
The business of Tiger Woods is in some trouble. He will never get the kind of advertising dollars that he got from being a paragon of virtue, talent, perseverance, intelligence. That image of him is gone. It doesn't mean that he's going to go broke and we should be throwing a telethon in his honor. He's going to have to shift his marketing mix, the things that he endorses, to more endemic golf products, soft drinks, towels, things that golfers buy, things that his fame on the golf tour help market as opposed to the prior image of him.
In professional sporting history, no sporting comeback has ever been more hotly anticipated. After months in seclusion, Tiger announced that he would return to the Augusta fairways for the 2010 U.S. Masters. But it would not only be his golfing ability that was on the line, also how much his affairs had damaged his reputation.
It is not simply the degree of his conduct that is so egregious here. It is the fact that he disappointed all of us, and more importantly, our kids and our grandkids. Our hero did not live up to the expectations of the role model we sought for our children.
When push came to shove, Tiger was applauded by fans when he returned to the tee. It gave ESPN its highest U.S. audience ever for a golf event on cable television.
You know, I haven't spoken to a single man that said, oh, well, I wouldn't go and watch Tiger Woods because of him playing away. Golf needs him more than he needs golf.
Tiger's return was also sweet on the scorecard as well, finishing a creditable equal third for the tournament. Tiger Woods has been the class act of the PGA circuit for well over a decade and doesn't look like slowing down anytime soon. But like all champions, the key is to walk away from the game while you're on top.
The best way to go out is obviously win a tournament and go home. I've always said that I won't play this game, and if I know my best isn't good enough anymore, if I play my best and I can't win anymore, there's nothing wrong with stepping aside and let the next generation play, and that's the evolution of all sport.
He makes me want to get better. He says he can get better, which is absolutely scary. I mean, I know I can. So, you know, I mean, it's encouraging. I mean, it makes you want to work harder. He's a freak.
You know, I think he has less of an impact than he used to have when he first came out, and everyone was kind of blown away by him charging up, and guys were falling apart. I think we're all playing better and we're used to it, but he's still playing better than us at the end of the day.
I don't think we've seen a player like him ever. I think he's really one of a kind, and that's saying a lot.
For what he's done for the game of golf and the way he's playing and what he did to Augusta was just phenomenal. I don't think that's ever going to be done again unless he does it.
First of all, I'm a big fan of Tiger Woods. I think he speaks well, I think he dresses well, I think he handles the mantle of being a champion extremely well. He's highly educated, which is great for golf. He has dominated, so far, he has dominated the sport more than any man has ever dominated golf. He's a man that doesn't really have a weakness, which is the first time I've seen in any real champion. So who knows how well he's going to do. I mean, it's the world is at his feet. He's sensational.
Whenever he decides to pull the pin on his illustrious career, there is one thing for sure. The prodigy known as Tiger Woods will be etched in golfing history books forever.
and support you. And not only that, you know, they go home excited and hopefully they're taking up the game, or maybe it'd be even inspired to play.
Let's think of Tiger Woods.
He's a man! He's cool.
What happened?
Tiger is an entertainer and gives his fans what they want. His ability to pull out party tricks like this is just another way he's lured the public's interest in golf.
Oh, please, gentlemen and ladies.
But the hysteria surrounding Tiger is a double-edged sword. Although he enjoys all the fringe benefits of popularity and fame, when it's time to get down to business, the fans surrounding him can be distracting.
A lot of people are out here to see me and have fun and joke around with the gallery a little bit here and there and try and sign autographs. But you know, it's tough. You know, it's tough when people are yelling and screaming at each other to try and block it out. You'd like to say you can, but when someone's 2 feet away from you screaming in your ear.
Hey, Tiger!
The sports administrators have had to learn to adapt to the unprecedented attendances at tournaments.
We do have more security at this championship than probably is normal for a championship, or at least has been normal in the past. And we will have a very large marshal corps to try and ensure that the players are able to concentrate on
Woods. It wasn't long before the Prodigy found a golf club in his hands. At the age of 3, he scored a remarkable 48 in a round of 9 holes. Raised as a Buddhist by his ethnic parents, Earl and Kultida, he refers to his ethnic makeup as Cablinasian, being a mix of Chinese, Thai, African American, Native American, and Dutch. Tiger won the Junior World Championships 6 times, and at the age of 15, Woods became the youngest ever U.S. Junior Amateur Champion. He was granted a golf scholarship at Stanford University in 1994 and shot to fame in 1996 when he turned pro. Woods then signed an unprecedented $40 million endorsement deal with Nike. At the age of 21, he became the youngest Masters winner and the first African American to do so. Woods became the first to hold all 4 PGA Majors titles simultaneously. This feat became known as the Tiger Grand Slam. The Tiger Woods phenomenon has transformed golf into a mainstream sport in the United States. People of all ages, races, and economic backgrounds have flooded the courses that used to be dominated by the white upper class.
He's done something for the game that, we've never seen. Of course, here we have a golf school here as well, and
Tiger Woods is one of the most iconic figures in golfing history. His countless achievements rank him among the most successful golfers of all time, and one of the world's highest paid athletes. His athletic ability and charisma has transformed the world's perception of golf. Tiger has ushered in a new era of growth in the sport.
Well, the total number of people that will watch this in person will be the same because the tickets have been sold out since February. I think the worldwide television audience will certainly be impacted by his presence. People, even if they don't play golf, are interested in Tiger Woods. So there's just going to be an excitement level that's not common to the golfing world.
Woods was named Athlete of the Decade by the Associated Press and is the only person to be named Sports Illustrated's Sportsman of the Year more than once.
It has been a fantastic year. I've had a lot of good things happen to me at the right times, and I was very fortunate enough to take advantage of those breaks.
He has an uncanny ability to produce moments of magic almost on demand and creates golfing theater beyond the reach of his rivals.
I think Tiger Woods, having the best athlete in the world, the most recognizable athlete in the world, the most dominant athlete in the world, playing our sport, is by far and away the best thing that could happen to us.
I think that we have all benefited from what he's done.
even though we're not too thrilled with the fact that somebody's won 4 out of 5 events, it's brought a lot of attention to the game, and we've all benefited indirectly.
If I could do an impression of Tiger Woods, I'd do it every swing.
I don't think people sometimes understand how good it is, to win 7 tournaments in a row. And they're not average tournaments that he plays. They tend to be the tournaments with, the best fields, the highest world-ranked players playing over it.
Woods' steely mental toughness helped him ascend to the #1 world ranking in record time. But in 2009, it was revealed that Tiger Woods wasn't perfect. The National Enquirer published a story about Woods having an extramarital affair. Woods' perfect personal life, his status as a global role model, and his focus on the game of golf came crashing down. Finally, on February 19, 2010, Woods broke his silence. Born Eldrick Tont.
Enrolled in the golf school since, he won his first major, has more than double to triple. Everybody wants to pick the sport up, and that's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I was playing golf before Tiger Woods, and been playing golf since I was 9 years old. And I mean, in a golf course, you could get out, play golf. Courses wasn't as crowded. Since Tiger Woods has taken over in golf, everybody and their brother wants to play golf.
The growth of the sport does not stop at the United States borders. The entire world has become fascinated with the Tiger. And he's been propelled to rock star status wherever he lands.
Golf has now become a global sport, and it wasn't necessarily the case about 15, 20 years ago. But it certainly has broadened. We're playing World Golf Championships around the world, and you look at the collection of players within the top 50 in the world, it's not just predominantly American anymore, or European. We're getting Ernie Els right behind us from South Africa, so there's a bunch of players from all over the world now, and I think golf is the new global sport, just waiting to explode.
No sport could wish for a better ambassador than Tiger Woods. He also has keen interest in the development of the next generation of golfers all around the world.
而且他还看我打球，平常我们都是看他打球，他现在是看我们打球。对。
Kids will come out and watch me play. I think it's great because they're innocent and they come out.